Saying hello could be one of the most difficult or easiest things that anyone has ever done. We say hello to a lot of people every day. In my case, I say hello to the internet. In some of your cases, maybe hello to friends, family, and maybe just random people who you know and meet with every day. Whether they'll be at school, whether they'll be at Starbucks, or at a restaurant. So let's start with the hello basics because hello is so important. The reason why I want to talk about it today is because a lot of people start off their hellos with sort of a negative attachment to it. Even though it's a jokingly negative attachment, and people tell me to grow some balls sometimes because that's just how people are, I would say one has to see when is a good time to open up with a negative gesture or joke. A lot of the times, if you haven't seen the person for a while, a day, or whatever, it's not okay to open up with a negative gesture or joke because if you do, you don't know whether the person has gone through something in the last day, or you don't know where the person can be uh, affected by the joke at any given time. So I would say, though, that saying hello in a negative manner can be kind of detrimental to a lot of acquaintanceships and friendships. Let's take a look at the beginning, the implications of saying hello in a negative and or positive manner. Let's take a look at the negative first. When you say what's up to somebody and you say it in a kind of condescending way or a degrading way or opening up a joke with it, like for example, when I go into a league match. Some people will just be like, "What's up, bitches? What's going on?" Right? And I would say, "Wow, you know, I wanted to go into a ranks match to not see that because when people are like that, there's a one high chance that you'll lose, or you'll feel like there's a high chance that you'll lose, and two, maybe you've lost the last match and you don't want people to say that. Well, if that is the case, then you know, maybe somebody's hello inside a chat would have negatively affected your mentality already. And that's a no no. Always want to keep it as positive as you can and light as you can because once you do, you'll be able to go through and do better. It's always better in a team oriented situation to be more positive and communicate with the team than it is to be troll or funny. I mean, yeah, you could make friends because oh my gosh, that guy you met, Stoner Guy 17, is so hilarious in game that I love his jokes and I want to be his friend right after. But for the most part, if Stoner Guy 17 feeds and he goes, "Well, that's another bone in their pocket," or something, that's not hilarious, right? Or when he feeds and then he goes, "Ah, I must be like a steak today. They love eating me all day, all night," or something. It's like it's not the greatest, you know. So, universally speaking, the implications of opening with something negative is usually because somebody wants to be funny or somebody wants to be opening up with a light-hearted type of behavior. But if you're opening up with a light-hearted behavior, why would you punch somebody in the face for lightheartedly to say hello? I mean, that's the same thing that people are doing. Like, I've seen people punch people in the faces for hellos for whatever reason, and that's not good. You shouldn't do that at all. Like, it's a tap on the cheek, like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, and just tap them on the cheek. That's no. That Well, number one, that's very, very invasive of their privacy. Number two, um, you're exerting some kind of physical, violent tendency of dominance on them, even though you're just like, "Hey, what's up?" Like I do this all the time because I feel like it's the kiss of the fist, but it's not that. All right, people are really offended when I say it. Like the only time that I've ever done that and I was able to get away with it was when I was like meeting up like my girlfriend and or one of my best friend, like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?" And then I'm just like, "Oh, hey." But then a lot of times these people that I do that to, like my buddy, he would go like, he would just be very defensive already. Like I was gonna hit him for real, you know. So no, no, it's not good to open with an insult or a physical domineering type of gesture. Uh, the reason why that would affect people adversely is, why don't you put yourself in a lot of people's shoes? In today's day and age, everybody's always worried about something, and not a lot of people want to joke about the situation that they're worried about, or not a lot of people want to experience a negative implication from what they go through. A lot of the times they experience from work and or other places that they are forced to go to, like school, every day already. So if you're a friend of this person, if you're an acquaintance of this person, I always try to take it upon myself to make the situation lighter when you meet somebody or say something. Especially because, like the last time one of my friends met me, she was trying to say hello, and I said, "Oh, hey," and then you know she was quickly shut down when we were just saying stuff like, "Oh, we're mad at you for blah 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 blah." Like, no, you shouldn't do something like that just because, like, when you do, it just, I don't know, it just makes the situation awkward. For example, one of my other friends, they were in quite of a rough patch. Their friend has been placed on in the hospital. So we were trying to be nice to this person, and we were just like, "Hey, you look healthy and alive," like Apple setting, and then you just kind of remind them and immerse them into the situation that they're in again, and they just get really sad because they're like, "Oh yeah, she's at a hospital right now, and well, I guess I'm glad that I'm alive," you know, like you just can't make that into a funny situation, especially because if you want to make somebody smile in that situation, you'd be like, "Hey, there's the blah blah. Oh, look how strong you are," or look at, like, you have to pay those compliments instead of just being funny, because sometimes you don't know if people can reciprocate funny or even internalize funny or accept funny. Never mind internalize it. So that's why I think that when everybody is trying to greet each other, kind of make it a positive experience when you're greeting somebody, because that's very, very important for a lot of people. And if you can't make it a positive experience and they're the ones that are giving you the cold shoulder, well, what can you do? You tried, and you just go along with the conversation and give it a couple of minutes. If it doesn't pan out your way, then just go, "All right, I tried. I gave a minute or two of my time to this situation. I'm good." And if it actually ticks you off or something, try not to remember, "Hey, this person, these people, this group did this to me on these days that I don't feel well." Like, just try to let it go and say, "Oh, well, I know they do that. That's just how they are sometimes." Maybe I'll have a chat with them if I really need to talk to them about it, because sometimes it does bug me a lot. For the most part, I'll just let it go until we talk about something serious, and then we'll go into the meat of the conversation. You know, so always have that mentality implanted. Like, when you're saying hi to someone, make it a pleasant experience. If you don't know how to make it a pleasant experience, well, it doesn't hurt to try, because most people would take would give you the credit for trying. Most people will actually say, "Oh, hey, that's a funny joke. Oh, that's such a bad joke, man," or something like that. But if they say it in a positive manner, you'll be like, "Oh, hey, yeah, he's ready to joke around and stuff," and you talk it out, and it'll be a pleasant experience. Uh, a lot of people say, "Oh, who cares about that? That's boring. I want action and violence in my life. I want to see people riled up and stuff." Like, there's a lot of that everywhere, dude. Just watch a watch a game of basketball, or watch MMA. Like, just go, like, or watch boxing. Boxing smack talk is so hilarious. Like people, the pre-fights, the shows and pre-fights, just be like endless smack talk and hype up, and a lot of it is publicity, a publicity stunt too. But it's just hilarious because they also realize the culture of the sport and they use it as a hype. So, um, with that being said, let's close out today's little vlog and let's go into some of the matches. Until next time, keep on being positive and awesome, and remember to have a little fun. I'll see you on the battlefields.